Hi everybody, it's Theia and welcome back to Garden Goddess Tarot. I don't know how this little creature got up here. Buddy, I thought you couldn't navigate stairs. Did we learn a new skill today? Welcome back. If you're new, my name's Theia. And this is Icky. He's well, he's not really new. He's been alive for like 2.5 months at this point. And he's just getting curious and exploring the world. His name is Icky, which is short for Icarus, but we don't call him Icarus because there's too many syllables. Husband likes to call him Eggs too, actually, which is a Box Trolls reference if you get it. But anyway, I need to do something about you because you're just getting up to all sorts of trouble. There was a bit of tragedy early in his life regarding the rest of his family and the forces of nature, so he may end up being an inside cat. But yeah, no, he's just a sweet little boy that likes to bite things, and I guess he'll be nibbling on my ankles throughout the course of this wonderful video. So there you go, buddy. Don't eat anything you shouldn't. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Mid-month bonus video / I need to film this before I leave because I'm not going to be able to when I get, or during the right time for the monthly tarot roundup. Or I might like film it, but you won't see it till I get back. Anyway, I'm going to Greece. And I'm like literally vibrating with excitement. I leave on Tuesday next, so the 20th of September. Right at the end of Virgo season, and then I'll be gone. Libra season. It works out really well. The alignments, the things that are showing up lately are just pointing me in the right direction. Everything feels good. Everything feels like it's gonna be great. I'm staying with a friend on the island I went to before. I'm going to, as I mentioned in the last video talking about it, I need a break from this particular cultural perspective. I want to kind of put myself in the world a little bit more, experience life as opposed to just like watching it from a distance, as I feel like I kind of do in this part of the world. I don't know, it's weird. I got some stuff I gotta work out with myself and all that jazz. You know, oh, get off my Hermes altar. Hang on a second. Okay, I'm back. My apologies for the interruption. Anywho, yes, so I'm going and I want to talk a little bit about what decks I'm going to bring, because obviously that's forefront in my mind, as well as probably other people's. Going for 2 weeks. Actually, it's a little longer than 2 weeks, technically. I think it's about 17 days, but a lot of them are travel. But it'll be over 2 weeks without my library at the tips of my fingers, so I have to kind of narrow it down. And I might actually need your help picking between some, so yeah, that'll be fun. But anyway, before we tuck into all that jazz, housekeeping, mandatory garden update. The garden is finally starting to look better. I think I've also discovered that due to the fact that the majority of my garden consists of bulbs, perennials, trees, and shrubs, as opposed to I don't put a lot of annuals in. Like, those are the flowers that only last a year that you plant, and they tend to be from other parts of the world that won't survive the winters here. They're got not necessarily a more tropical vibe, but like the flowers themselves are bigger, more voluminous and lustrous. Anyway, I don't have as many of those. I have a lot of, you know, regular plants that come back every year that are a little bit more native to here. Pro tip if you like a low maintenance garden. But anyway, the downside of that though is at the height of summer, July and August, my garden just looks rough. Looks tired, it looks a bit ratty, it looks dry. It doesn't, there's like a window of unpleasantness in the middle of summer that I always get a little bit frustrated at the garden during that time. But now that September hits, it starts to cool off, there's a bit more water in the ground. Honestly, things have just started to look really good. The sedums are popping, they're the little pink umbellifers kicking around, covered in bees all the time. Absolutely gorgeous. The morning glories are blooming finally. My little sea of China asters has popped out again. They all self-seeded themselves from last year, and it's great. Vegetable garden is full of vegetables. I can actually go out there and snack. I've got peppers and tomatoes. The dahlias are starting to go there. I'm a little sad. I'm not gonna miss them by being away, but that like peak 2 weeks where they're gonna be the nicest, I'm not gonna be here, but that's fine. The sacrifices one must make. But yeah, no, the garden is coming together in a way that satisfies me greatly, and there's obviously stuff I have to do. There's going to be no end of work forever. There's like little things I want to tweak, borders I want to widen, need to mulch in more areas. I need to move some stuff around as things grow and change. But that's gardening. That's the fun part. That's what we get to do. That's the life's work. So it'll never be done, which I've said over and over again. But yeah, the work in the garden is never done, but you can always at any time go out and soak it in and really enjoy it. So that's what it looks like now. We also did the back step, or we started. There's like we need one more bit to put in there. We're gonna put like a little mini landing in that gap. But we finally have back steps on the house, which is nice, instead of like a 4-foot drop out the back door. So that's wonderful. And then next spring I'm gonna start landscaping around that and make it look all nice and plant stuff, and it's just gonna be great. So, and less treacherous. The main reason we did it is because it was like an icy slip and slide into the car in the wintertime. So now there is steps, so hopefully it will be less treacherous. So anywho, that's what's bumping in the garden right now, and I like being out there. The weather is good, the bugs are gone, it's not too hot, it's not too cold. It is like Goldilocks weather right now. It's fantastic. So that is the mandatory garden update. Second piece of housekeeping is regarding the Hellenic Oracle deck. I got a lot of emails from people looking to purchase the Hellenic Oracle deck, and I'm sorry if I didn't get back to you, but there's quite a few flooding in. I made a post on my Instagram about it, but long and short of it is there was a complaint to Make Playing Cards about the quality of the deck, whether it was a genuine printing error or it just didn't meet the expectations of the customer. Instead of addressing it with me, Make Playing Cards just took the listing down. And in order to get it back up again, I need to either correct the issue that they had deemed present and then resubmit it for approval. That's not what I chose to do. What I decided to actually do in this case was I re-uploaded a new file with all of the cards in it. Plus I made the changes that I thought necessary and added a bunch more cards. So there is a new revised edition of the Hellenic Oracle that is currently awaiting approval. So it hasn't been approved yet, and I kind of wanted it to have been approved so I could update everybody in this video, but I will let you know as soon as it is approved. If it is, fingers crossed. And then I will update all the links so that they will go to that new revised edition and make a big announcement. But so there is a new revised edition of the Hellenic Oracle deck coming that has new cards. I haven't even got my prototype copy yet, so hoping it's good. I'm sure it'll be fine. But for those of you that already have a copy of it or are going, what? The new cards that I'm going to be putting in it will be added to the expansion pack that hopefully is coming in a few months. So there will be an expansion pack with the new cards plus some extra bonus ones as well. That'll probably be expansion pack. It'll be a 50 card deck, I'm sure. The new one has now like the revised edition has now at 100 cards instead of 90, because it's some is good, more is better, right? So anyway, that is the current status of the Hellenic Oracle deck. None of the links are working anywhere. The only place that you might be able to get it is there was a company called Mystico House out of Australia that bought a bunch of copies and is selling them. There might be some there still. That's about the only place you can get it right now. But anyway, yeah, that's the state of things. Hopefully I would like to get it back up and running, because really the whole experience with that, with my Hellenic Oracle deck, is that I made it for myself. It was just a tool I was going to use, and a few people expressed interest in it, so I made it public, and I never expected it to reach as far as it did and fill the lives of as many people as it has, but I also did not expect it to be subject to mass criticism as well. Not that the criticism was mass by any means, but like as things get out, expectations change, and you know, it's a whole thing. So I didn't expect it to go as far as it did, but it's wonderful that it did. And if you still want a copy, I'm very much hoping to be able to get one in your hands. Just patience, I'm afraid, is what is going to be necessary at this point. So I guess that's the extent of that spiel. Any questions, just leave them down below if I missed something. But I think it's pretty straightforward, and that is the fate of the deck at the moment. And if for some strange reason that the new copy of the deck doesn't get approved, I will figure that out later, go with a new printer, maybe do it up properly, I don't know. I'll keep you updated. So that's the Hellenic Oracle update. Now we can get into decks 8 minutes into this wonderful video. Alright, so So I'm leaving. I'm going on an adventure. I'm putting all my stuff in a backpack and I'm taking it with me to the other side of the world. The backpack bit is a bit essential information because I'm not checking luggage. I'm only taking a carry-on. So space is very limited. And decks take up quite a bit of space once you start adding them up. So I need to decide which ones are coming with me. So let's workshop this a little bit. Obviously, the Hellenic Oracle, it would be a crying shame if I didn't take it with me to Greece, the country of its intellectual inception. So I'm thinking it's gotta come. Right? Right? Yeah. Yes. I can hear you screaming from the back. Yes, how dare you even think about leaving it behind. So, it's coming. Good. Excellent. Oracle deck. We need a tarot deck to go along with it. This is where I'm struggling. I'm not particularly concerned about matching it aesthetically, so none of these decks necessarily match it aesthetically. However, I'm looking for the right energetic match and a deck that I'm going to be extremely comfortable using for 2.5 weeks straight. I have 3 contenders and I could bring 4 decks, but that makes that's quite a bit of space in a backpack for decks, you know? So in a perfect world, I'd like to narrow it down to one of these. But maybe I'll sneak 2 in. Let me show you what they are. The first one here in my new Dimitri bag is the Morgan Greer. And the reason that this one has made the cut for contending to come along with the trip is because of my personal experience with this deck and the imagery feeling particularly Greek. I'll show you some cards while I yammer. The settings and the people just have a little bit of a Greek air about them, based on my own personal experience. So I thought that, like, yes, I feel like I've been there. That's the sky, that's the Mediterranean, that is the garden on the edge of a cliff. It feels right? But could I use this for my main hesitation with this one is, could I use it for that amount of time without getting, like, use it exclusively for that amount of time without getting bored? So that's going to be something I need to sort out with myself, right? Okay, so that's contender number 1. It's also the biggest in size of these. So again, we got to take into account all of the different aspects of it. It's also, I'm not as familiar with, it's Rider-Waite-Smith, obviously. It's very similar. Like, I can read it very easily, but compared to this one, which is a new bag for my Centennial Rider-Waite-Smith, the bordered one, which has quickly become my most used deck. This one I know inside and out. I can close my eyes and picture every single one of the images absolutely perfectly. So to the point when I'm reading them, I'm not even seeing the images. Like, when I've laid out the cards, I can almost see past the images to the energy, which is kind of ultimately what you want when you're doing a tarot reading. I don't even think about the cards. I just see the message, which is why this is such a great deck. And that is entirely because this is the deck I learned on, right? Not this exact deck, but this, like, the Rider-Waite-Smith is the deck that I learned on. I know the associations well. I'm getting good at the astrological associations even, and all of the Kabbalah stuff. So it seems like a no-brainer also to bring this one. Okay, so that's a big stack. Like, that's this many now, and that's I could almost convince myself that, okay, bring those. So I've got my Rider-Waite-Smith when I just want, you know, to just do a reading. I don't want to be bothered with external imagery or reading particularly, like, intuitively in the reading of the image kind of way that we associate with intuitive reading, as opposed to just listening to one's intuition when reading your regular deck. But anyway, that's a conversation for another day. Also, if I'm doing a reading, if someone else wants a reading, that deck I am best at giving readings for others with. So if I want to provide quality readings, I should have that one with me, am I right? All right, so there's that option. But also, I'm like, I really kind of want like a version of Thoth with me. It just wouldn't feel right without it, right? And this one is just small. It's just wee. It doesn't take up too much space. And I love it for Adventure Tarot. And that's the Ashura Tarot by Sarah Wheatley. And I am enamored with this little poker bridge size. It's small. It's like, I don't know, it's about the size of a playing card, I guess. I just freaking love it. And this is another one where I'm starting to get to the point where instead of reading the card, I can see the energy. And I don't know if that's just because of all the mandalas in it or just it's genius. It's so good. But it just tickles me pink. But at the same time, I don't think I would want to bring just this one in the Hellenic Oracle deck because I wouldn't be super confident reading for others with this one. Maybe I just need to try. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. And it's just small. It doesn't take up much room, so I could take it in another one. So those are our options. That of all of the decks that have made their way into my life, of all of the, like, I have no other Greek mythology themed decks here other than the Hellenic Oracle, which I think kind of covers it. I don't have any aesthetic matches to the Hellenic Oracle. Like a lot of my staples and favorites aren't coming. Like I'd love to bring the Hermetic Tarot so I could keep up with my deck and walk while I'm away, but it's just not worth the space to, the decking will change once while I'm there. So it's not worth the space to bring it. So it's not coming. Sorry, first decan of Libra. My bad. I think it's the Two of Swords actually, which is funny because it's about decision making and choosing between two paths, which is hilarious. But anyway, but yeah, so we've got the Ashura Tarot, Rider-Waite-Smith Centennial, Hellenic Oracle, and Morgan Greer. How many and which of these should I bring with me? Please weigh in below. I need help. So anyway, that's like my main anguish when it comes to packing for this adventure is like, oh my gosh, which tarot decks do I bring? And like, I would love to bring the Marielle. It's too big. Also, I would like the guidebook with that one, which adds far too much space. I'm not bringing any guidebooks. The Ashura guidebook, I have a digital version of it on my computer if I really need it, but I tend to not use the guidebook with this one. I just use it on its own. At this point, Meg would say, why don't you pull some cards on it? Should probably do that actually. Maybe, okay, we'll do it real quick. Obviously, Hellenic Oracle's gonna come, so I don't need to pull any cards on it. Let's pull one of the Ashura. I'll ask it, what is the benefit of bringing you to Greece with me next Tuesday? And we'll just pull one. We'll pull one of each. I'll keep it a secret from myself until we get them all out. So that's the Ashura card out. Let's pull the Rider-Waite-Smith. What is the benefit of bringing you to Greece with me next Tuesday? And this is a nice question because it keeps the context, like the conflict between the decks out of the question. It's not like which is better. It's not pitting them against each other. It's just individually asking their merit, like which of these three on it. What is the benefit of bringing you to Greece with me? All right, so let's see. Ashura Tarot. What is the benefit of bringing you with me to Greece? And I have the Six of Discs, which is success. Okay. Moon in Taurus. Gotcha. Okay. Okay. All right. Lovely. Good. Pretty straightforward, that one. Rider-Waite-Smith. What is the benefit of bringing you to Greece with me? Okay. Look at them there. I think that's a Pisces card if I remember correctly. And Morgan Greer, what is the benefit of bringing you to Greece? The Ten of Cups. Oh my goodness. Is everybody coming? Do I just need to not bring pants and bring 4 decks instead? What do we think? What do we think, guys? All right, well, that taken into consideration where there's no obvious and clear winner, let me know. Again, weigh in below. Let me know what you think. Okay, that's enough on that one. Let's move on to what I've been using recently, because it's actually been kind of fun. I've been having a really great time doing readings with my decks lately, and I want to show you some of them because they're really cool. All right, so I started off, not really the month, but the last, I guess, 3 weeks I think it's been since I updated you. I stuck to my my Rackham Oracle as the center card for my pull, but then I pretty much happily and exclusively used this, and I loved every second of it, and I had to force myself to stop or I'd never use another tarot deck again. This is the Ritual Tarot by Tina May, and I love this tarot deck. It's so cool. This is the 2nd edition, I believe, and it's a delight. There's no titles on it. It's a analog collage deck, and it hits me right in the feels. I love the black and blue. Like, this is very Backstreet Boys black and blue album for me. But I absolutely love the color palette. I love the texture. I love the imagery chosen. I love the like mythological references I can pick out. It's scenic. It puts me firmly in that place, and it read so well on either side of the Rackham. Just with the keyword of the Rackham Oracle is so good to like ground the reading, and then the tarot cards on either side just take your brain for a ride, and it's so good. So I was absolutely just soaking it up. If you're a little apprehensive about this deck because of the lack of keywords, or not keywords, but titles even, don't worry, she's making another edition with titles on it. So that'll be coming out. Just follow her on Instagram to keep up with that. I personally like it better without them. I find it's just nice to kind of let your brain dive into the picture without tripping over a title on the way in, you know? Look at my fool. Look at him, Dionysus in the middle there. So good. Well, with the butterflies, you can get the tarot influences are there, but they're subtle. There's our Queen of Cups. Oh, that's just so pretty. Like, does that not scream? You just see her sitting at the edge of a pool, like dipping her finger in, touching your subconscious, right? As the slightly intuitive personality. Oh, it's so good. Okay. But yeah, no. Everyone, I don't dislike a single card in this deck. I'm never disappointed. Moccasins, buddies. Sylvanas, I think. Anyway, it's so good. The swords. There's the Queen of Swords. Look at her. She did such a good job. These are amazing. 2 of Wands, Dominion. I get this one a lot, actually. Very cool. Anyway, and again, it feels very rooted in that particularly mystical corner of the world that is the Mediterranean on all 3.5 sides. So, so yeah. Oh, and okay, I have to show you the Lover's card too, because it's so good. Yes. Actually, so is the 2 of Swords, which is the Deccan we're going into next in about 8 days now. Yeah. And now I'm like, I want to bring this one with me, but I can't. It's too big. And I don't want it to get hurt, you know? It would be a shame if it got wet. The Hellenic Oracle has already got wet. I left it in my bag, and then I went on a boat ride, and my bag got wet, so the deck did. And it got all fat and warped at the bottom, but then it dried out okay just fine. So anyway, yes, this one can't come, but I've been thoroughly enjoying using it, like so much. So after prying myself away from that one, I began to use this combo, and this combo is the one I'm currently using. So like, other than my usual pulls with the Hermetic Tarot, where I do my deck and walk stuff every 10 days, I pull the Minor Arcana card associated with that 10 days on the astrological deck and wheel, as well as the 2 supporting majors that kind of back it up and make a story and set the tone for that 10 days. I seriously love doing this. I will probably continue to do this forever, not just this 1 year of the deck and walk. So I do that. I occasionally have a Marielle reading out, which I get great insights from great, not comfort, but like it's powerful. They're always powerful. And I've been using the Marielle with the Sacred Earth Oracle, the Blue Angel one that I got recently for my birthday, and it's been doing great. Thank you, Candy Soul and Soil, for that wonderful recommendation. It is filling my cup. So that one's always out. I'm usually pulling my Days of Creation card, which sits out on my little altar mirror area. It never goes away. It has a bag. It's never been in the bag. And I would love to bring that with me for daily draws, but again, too big, and I would hate if it got hurt. So it gets to stay, and I will reunite with it triumphantly when I return. And then there's also the any reading I have going on my Hermes altar for chatting with my boy, with the Alchemical Tarot by R. Robert M. Place and the Oracle of the Radiant Sun by John Astrop and Carolyn Hillier. I don't know if his wife helped him with that or not. But anyway, yes. So those are always kind of ongoing, and those are kind of, again, daily practice things that are consistent. They don't change month to month. But these do. So the next combo, I swapped the Ritual Tarot and the Oracle of the Arthur Rackham Oracle with is the Super Oracle by Uzi, and I actually, you can kind of see there's an open reading going behind me right now. And look, open. Break the sticker, guys. I will forever and always say that. It's just a box full of tarot cards. This is such a good, and the nothing card's on the top. What a coincidence. I love a deck with a nothing card in it. But the keywords are beautifully, subtly esoteric. They let you think about stuff. These ones are very simple. Sacred geometry's in there. The art is fluid and full of movement, which is funny for the, oh, that's sageness, not stillness, but and it's very psychological in the keywords as well, which I kind of like that little Jungian flavor to my oracle readings. So it's just another great way to ground a reading. Look at that one, impasse, and you can feel it. You can feel being unable to move through there. There's silence. Oh, that's so interesting. I like that card. I like all of them, really. Primordial. Yeah. Holy Mountain. Simplicity. Well, it's not simple. It's so complex. Look at the folds, the busyness, the texture, the movement. Like, it says simplicity, but it's really not. There's complexity in the simplest of things. You just have to look for it. Yeah, elements are in here. Anyway, this deck is a joy. This card, I would buy the deck alone for this card. Deus Ex Machina. Like the divine intervention of God. A god. Zeus. Deus, right? Zeus. Just like coming in at the last minute and fixing things. Genius. So anyway, that one. I could go through all of the cards. There's actually a really good video that someone did about this deck, talking about its quirkiness and why it's kind of weird and doesn't make sense at the same time. If I can find it, I will link it below, but it's really good. So that has been like the base grounding essence of the reading. And then I've been grabbing two from this deck, which is the Jumble Dance Tarot by Alexandra Janetti. The Way of Change Tarot is the Wheel of Change. Wheel of Change Tarot is the name of their website. I'll link it down below. They have another tarot deck too, but this one has been, it's an old-fashioned collage deck, and it's been filling my cup. And thanks, Meg, for turning me on to this one, because I haven't been able to put it down. Freaking love it. The little guidebook that comes in it, it's pretty good for you know, an indie deck guidebook, and it's good. I like it. It's simple, it's concise, it's to the point, but there is value in the messages there that are slightly different than, you know, linear standard tarot meaning, which is nice, which is what we like. This is how we grow and learn as readers, right? These are the backs. Cool. I like. This tarot deck was originally created in 1997? Question mark, says on the back. I've already got a little piece of kyanite in the box. And the box itself almost looks like kyanite, which is great. We love that. 1998, sorry, my mistake. 1998, and then it was republished, I think 10 years later. But this is, it's a good old-fashioned collage deck. Just feels like those rebel tarot deck creators who are just out there breaking the rules and making their own version of something and like passing it along to their friends, and it's just, I love it. I love it. I love it. I love the wacky font at the bottom. It dates it perfectly. Will also, it's like not so dated that it's tacky, you know? It's a nice, it's not super glossy. I'd say it's a satin finish card, but they're the nice thin flexible cards that are nice to shuffle. Size wise, it's a little bit big. When I do riffle shuffle it, I have to go to my ring finger and not my middle one because I have small-ish lady hands, but I can side shuffle it just fine because it's, you know, it's delicious. But I'll show you some more of the cards instead of just this one. It's beautiful. It looks so cool. I get so many questions on Instagram whenever I post about it. What deck is that? What deck is that? It's this one. I don't know if we're gonna, if it has a resurgence, if there might be a supply quality problem with it, not quality, quantity, supply quantity problem with it if they're running out of their stock and need to print more, if everybody suddenly decides that they want it again. So if you're vaguely interested, I would say jump on it sooner than later. It's a little bit thothy in the court cards specifically, but I don't mind it. And it's thothy, but it also puts the emphasis on the women's. So it goes boy, girl, man, woman in the courts. But it's actually, it's very easy to discern. So I like it. Oh, my boy! Lamb! What an angel. You basically won me over if you put Hermes on your magician card. That's just, it makes sense, right? Anyway, they're all really good. I particularly like the cup suit. Actually, the pentacles are really good too, but yeah, the discs. The meanings are nice. It's got a little bit of a modern twist on it from like a retro perspective, which is without, you know, pushing too far, but it also holds on to the deliciousness of the history at the same time, which I think is the perfect balance. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased because I think it's beautiful, but it's incredible. If you want like a full in-order walkthrough of this deck, there is a really good one on Meg's channel. Whenever I say Meg, I'm usually referring to Rose Honey Ritual. So, quality content coming out of that channel for sure. But yeah, this deck, little dinosaurs. It's all encompassing in the best possible way. It's so good. Feels great in my hand. Yeah, there's a good cups card. The 5 of Cups there. And the meanings of the 5s are changed a little. They're not as doom and gloom. The 6s in this case tend to be a little bit more doom and gloom, which is kind of fun. Usually I'd be like, no, that's wrong. But for some reason in this case, I'm okay with it. But yeah, it's got a bit of science in it. Oh, the Hangman is a William Blake. The drawing on it. Super cool. And the flower painting in the background. Yeah. If you know, you know. So good. Anywho, as I could go through this deck all day, and now I'm like, I want to bring it with me. But again, I wouldn't be able to do a very deep reading for someone else with this one without consulting the guidebook, and I don't like consulting the guidebook during readings for other people. So I need to work with this one by myself more before I could potentially read for other people with it. Look at how Greek that looks. Yes, sorry. So anyway, I cannot, sad face, bring this one with me however much I may want to. So that is the Jumble Dance Tarot, whose praises I will sing up and down forever. But for now, it's been a deck that has been filling my cup. And I will probably keep using this one until I go. I will use it happily and regularly until I depart on my adventure. So yeah, I think those are the last couple weeks. Those decks are pretty much the only ones that have had my attention focused on them. I think I've pulled the Odd Soul card as just kind of for fun, let's see what's going on. And actually, I haven't even really been using the Hellenic Oracle deck all that much because I want to like give myself a wee bit of distance from it before I get there. And then I will like really soak in the energy of working with the Greek Pantheon as opposed to like before. It just feels like, why would I do this now when I could do it in a week and it would be 10 times better, you know? I mean, not better, just different, appropriate, like accurate, aligned, maybe is the right word. Anywho, yeah, I'm pumped. I'm gonna try and pack a little mini travel altar too, which really it's just gonna be like, I'd say a crystal, but mostly it's just gonna be some rocks that I've harvested from certain places. Maybe some kiwi, I don't want to get like stopped at the airport and them question this weird small brown rolled up squishy substance. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'll just be like, it's incense. But anyway, I want to bring some, so we shall see. So yeah, travel altar, candle, just like the little bitty ones. Just to if I need to do a thing, right? Yeah, stone, maybe an oil, little roll-on one. And that'll be enough, because really we don't need all that much, and I can collect materials there to make an altar just as easily as I can bring them, right? So don't, like, when you're traveling, especially if you're looking to do a specific kind of work spiritually while you're there, do not discount going out into the nature, the natural part of that place to collect items for that altar as a way of respecting where you are and bringing in that energy too, right? So I'll definitely be doing that. So I'm sure I can even find candles while I'm there somewhere, but yeah. So that's essentially what I'm doing. Gonna bring some clothes, my e-reader, laptop. But yeah, I'm starting to get like really excited about it. It came up really fast. Those 2 months just kind of evaporated from when I booked it. So yeah, that's me. That's what's going on with me right now. That's what's going on in the garden right now, my tarot practice. I hope you've liked it. I hope you had a great time. But yeah, keep an eye out on my Instagram, Garden Goddess Tarot, for updates on the Hellenic Oracle. I'll keep you posted as soon as I hear about that. Otherwise, I will see all of you fine people when I get back. Thanks so much for being here.